Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So, you may recognize this fella. This is my Penzi turbine steamer 681 with a bad repaint job from its previous owner. And the reason we got this on the bench is because I realized there's a piece missing inside. So today's video is going to be about making that piece by hand instead of trying to track down the replacement, which would probably cost way too much. We're going to scratch build a new piece for my 681. Let's get started. Okay, so as I said, there's a piece missing inside here that I want to put back in. And it's not a super important piece. It doesn't affect how this thing runs at all. What it is, and I can show you in the Greenberg book here, is this worm cover that apparently was worth 2 cents back in 1950, whenever this thing was new. So, mine never had this. Since it's been pointed out to me that it should have one, I guess, sure, I'm going to make it, because I have seen the cover, because it's on my 726RR, which is basically the same guts as this. I could actually use that as a template, but I'm not going to. I'm going to do this completely from scratch. First, I'm going to start with this really thick gauge coated metal that came from under my workbench that I don't remember where it originally came from, but it is pretty much the perfect thickness when I compared it to the little plate on the 726RR. This is what I'm going to use to make this 2-cent piece. What we're going to start with, though, is we're going to start by making a template of this using just a piece of cardboard. So let's get to it right now. Oh, and if you guys are saying just pull the other one out of the 726, here's why I'm not. I don't want to take that one apart. It's perfectly fine. No reason to. I have to take this one apart to put this piece in, so I might as well just go ahead and do the whole thing right from here. So let's get the shell off of this and measure up our part. For those of you that haven't scrolled through all the videos to see how a 681 shell comes off of its bottom, we'll do it now. And maybe I'll post the older video up in the corner somewhere. There are only 3 screws holding this down. One's up here in the front, and there's 2 back here on either side. And they're slot screws, my favorite. So 1, 2, 3 out. Off it comes. Remember, there is a wire hooked up to the light bulb, so don't just go pulling it right off. And you can either just pull the front off, like that. Just unclip the bulb without being as clumsy as I am right now. Feed it through, there you go. Right here is where that piece is supposed to fit. What it does is it covers this. It protects the worm gear, which the shell does anyways. It hasn't really affected the locomotive by not having it there. I just figure, hey, why not put it back? It makes for a good video. So we're going to do that right now. So I'm going to kind of eyeball this here piece of cardboard. Just cut myself a template. And it doesn't cover the whole bit here. I think it only comes to about here somewhere. So that's where it's going to come to again. And around there. Just cutting straight helps, though. Okay. Now it's fine that because this is flat and it's a tight fit, because the part, according to the 726, is actually curved. So that's what we're going to do with this one too. But that's the size of piece of steel I need. So we will get you out of the way, and you too. And we're going to get that steel, and I'm going to get my tin snips. All right, I got my metal, got my template, got my tin snips. Just mark what I need to mark. Like that. Boom. I need a bigger bench. Take down these edges a little bit. Okay. That is looking good. Let's just put the vise back down on the floor. Crash just like that. So, as I said, get the chassis back here. It is bent slightly. So it's forming a bit of a slight U. So I am going to find something that I can bend this around to give it the shape I need. All right. There you go. That's one bend. All right, so we're almost there. I'm just going to bend it with the pliers. There's the cover, a 2-cent piece, all replaced and ready to go. And just like the real one, if we want it out, you just pry it up and pop it out. Perfect. While we got this apart, I'm going to put some of my tractor grease in it on that worm gear. Doesn't really need it, but we're here anyway, so let's do it. Spread it all over. There we go. So I'm going to drop some oil down the oil hole here. I'm just using sewing machine oil because it's right here. Give this a little spin to get that oil maybe worked in there a little bit. Maybe not. Get stuck on an air bubble or something. There you go. Plated, oiled, greased. What's next? I'm looking at the armature in there, and it's actually, I can see it shining when I hit it in the light. So I don't think we need to really take this back off yet. Just going to leave it as it is right now. That's good. However, my little piece of electrical tape came off of that joint. So we'll replace that quick while we're here. Contact for the E-unit is good. It's nice and tight. All the wires are still in good shape. I am going to drop this back together. So as I'm putting this back together, I'm noticing that there's another piece that's missing, and that's the little felt insulator that goes around the top of the smokestack that sits up inside the boiler here and kind of helps form a bit of a seal. So what I found for that fix, because if you can't just get that part separately, or at least you can't here in Canada, it comes as a whole smoke unit kit. I found that the pads for the bottom of some chairs actually is a really good diameter for this. However, they're too thick. So I just get a piece of felt, use these felt pads as a template to cut out the right size. And then the punch that comes in a grommet kit works really well to knock out the center here and give you a perfect hole in the middle. So I'm just going to do that now. There you go. And that is going to work just fine, just like that. So now I can finish putting this shell back together. So now I can go and drop this back on the track and send it around, knowing that our worm gear is now completely covered and we will be protected from whatever it's protecting itself from, I guess. So let's throw this on the track and watch her go around. All right, so we've got the 681 back on the track after the replacement worm gear protector shield plate thing that we made. We also made the new little felt gasket for the smoke chamber. And the one thing that I did do that I didn't show on camera, but I'll put up a link to a video about it, was I had to do a little bit of work on the E-unit. It was acting up a little bit, but everything's now good. We're back on the track. We got them hooked up to some cars, just a few. So let's get the 681 going and watch them run around. All right, so there's the 681 back on the tracks. Few little minor repairs, a couple little replacement parts scratch built, and we're good as new. So thank you guys very much for tuning in and watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it. I know a lot of you guys really enjoy the steam turbines, that's for sure. So once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Ciao for now.